My name is William Matre, and this is my video blog for Clemson 1000. So I did the male-female inequalities workshop, and there was a pretty even amount of males versus females, so there was a fair argument to each side. And our group achieved that we were able to understand like what the inequalities were, and like we found out that women get paid less in a professional setting than men do for the most part, and this came to a shock to most of the females there. So the active voices in the group were mostly the girls because they were kind of mad about that and they were kind of like uneasy about that fact. Next up, the more reserved voices were the men because they didn't really have a say. Like, after we found out that men usually get paid more, they were just like, all right, well, that's fine because we're men. So, also we like pointed out differences from like where we're from and how that relates to inequality for genders. What role did I play in my group? I kind of found out what the stereotypes were for the most part, and some of them were basic, like, I don't know, women tend to stay home more often and men work more or something like that. Why do you think this dialogue is a component of CU 1000? Do you see the dialogue as useful in your university experience? Not really, because it's pretty much all common sense, and this is 0 credits, so I don't see why we should do this at all. But nonetheless, yeah, I don't know why this is good at all, but what else? So we had to split up into groups and find out the stereotypes of men and women. And ours, we basically said that like we had a group of all guys, so it was kind of heavily weighed for the male side. But we said like women are bad drivers, and everyone seemed to take offense to that. But there's some truth to that, I guess. But the other group said that men tend to like be less emotional than girls, or they tend to do all different kinds of work, like yard work and stuff like that, while the women take care of the house and clean, do laundry. But I guess the new student dialogue workshop brought up a good point that like it's not really fair, and even though there's been like a lot of reform and trying to make it more equal, but other than that, it really didn't help that much because there's not much we can do as students to really change that. Like, we can't run for anything to change that, or I don't know. And most of the men in power are CEOs, so they don't really feel the same inequality because they're in charge. Oh, another thing, they took our shoe sizes down and were like, if you were given another shoe size, would you feel comfortable or whatever? And I think I put my shoe size down as like 10, and then that ended up getting an 11. So like, I don't see what the point was that was, because I could still wear an 11. It's just gonna be too big. So that was kind of stupid. I didn't really understand that, but I guess that was part of the whole deal. I guess to improve these and make people feel like they're important is probably make C1000 worth at least a credit, just so we have some motivation to do this, because it's kind of pointless. And got 15 seconds left. Yeah, it was pretty pointless. 0 credits. Still had to do it, but yep. wasn't too long. It didn't take too much time out of my day to do the student dialogue thing or the workshop, and it brought up some good points to keep in mind. So, yep, there's my video blog.